on YouTube or watching later on YouTube, give me a minute, because in order to get this up on everything else, what's the live about? Fat loss and GLP1. Oh, there's Neil, but I can't get in there because I'm now on a menu. Hold on, Neil. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. All right, create post, save, because this time it's going to work. Yeah, no, it's not. All right, so we're live, and it still will not do its thing. Yes, I know, Neil. I can hear you, but I can't get in there. Oh, it's Amanda. Sorry. Like, stop bleeping.
There we go.
I'm like, stop bleeping. So we're on YouTube, and I wanted to try to do Facebook first before we got on to TikTok, and it was completely unsuccessful.
Real quick, I was going to send you a message. I have to leave a little early. I have an appointment. I will quietly exit the building.
When am I going live? Now. No, I'm not. Post in group. Hold on. All right. Well, yeah. Well, it says connect and it won't do it. So let's try one more time. I know. I'm going to try one more time for Facebook. Oh, unable to connect. Okay. That's very nice of you. Yeah. Okay. So Facebook is, oh, maybe it's sending data. Please hold. We're going to try it. Instagram's ready. All right. So we are now live on Instagram as well. So I'm going to get us live on TikTok, and we will worry about Facebook. Oh my God, Facebook got it. Holy
wow.
Third time's a charm. All right, let's get us up on, sorry guys, it's 10:03. It's not actually terrible. It could be worse. It could be worse. But let's get us up on TikTok, because that's really where we need to be, which kind of ticks me off that it takes me this long. It TikToks me right off. It's actually easy. It's easy to go live on TikTok, though, because that's just a literal go live and say hi and hey. All right, we're live on all the things.
Yay.
Neil,
Yes.
you do this on, you're like, what? Yes, I'm here. I'm paying attention. You do this on our patient lives, so we're going to do it the same way on our public lives.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to, I don't know what we call this one, but welcome to another weekly chat with AMS Telemedicine, talking about GLP1s, lifestyle medicine, anything else, poop usually. But welcome everybody here. First things first, this is not medical advice. This is just us. I can't say those words on TikTok, I don't think. So just hanging out, talking about those things. It's not medical advice. Don't get your medical advice from TikTok. We have some good information though for you, just general guidelines. And it's not, this is a safe space somewhat. I mean, you're going to have a lot of trolls, but it's not HIPAA compliant. So please don't air your business here, because everybody in the world is going to know it.
Yeah. And
but if you got questions, feel free to ask.
If you have constipation, feel free to ask.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Hold on, and Courtney's coming up. So voices you will hear in the background, and Courtney, we can't see you. I'm going to mute you, Courtney.
There we go.
And we can't see you either. So Neil requested oh, there you go. Hold on, we got Courtney.
We got it.
So Amanda, if you go on YouTube and go to watchdrmo.com, you can see faces. Amanda's here, Neil's here, Courtney's here, I'm here. The usual, the whole crew, which is awesome. And like Neil said, this is not medical advice, but it is a safe space. And I laughed as I was talking to a podcast guest. It was the best podcast, and not because of the host. I totally flubbed a lot of it, but he had the best message. It's a guy named Angus Nelson. He's an executive coach. I cannot wait for this to get published. It was so good. Anyway, the point was, I told him why we got in trouble on TikTok last week and why I have before. And he said, yeah, that word is in my vocabulary too. He said, when I want to say it, I just use ridiculous instead. Okay. Because it starts out with, and all of a sudden I said, it's like reticulated. We're talking about giraffes. It's fine. So then that's where my goofy brain took a left, and that's where I went. So anyway, I'll tell you guys my soapbox real quick for the week because there's quite a few of them. If you saw the live thread in Slack, but the biggest thing that's pissing me off lately is the TikTok and Facebook group comments. Do we really need this much protein? I never needed that much before. I'm like, yeah, that's why you're fat and sarcopenic. Probably gonna get in trouble on that for TikTok too. But that's the thing. We were never that. We're doing things differently this time. We're having successful fat loss. We want to be strong. We don't want to break hips. We don't want to be old ladies that have to sit in a chair and die.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't technically need to. I was reading a post today by somebody who on Reddit who they're like, I'm not exercising and I'm not watching what I eat and I don't do this. I'm just taking a medicine and I'm down like 57 pounds or something. I'm like, I mean, I'm glad you lost weight, but like eventually you're not going to have any muscle left.
Yeah.
To exercise with.
I can't.
Yeah, those are the people that are going to lose a ton of weight and then cold turkey stop the med and gain a bunch of it back.
And then blame the medicine.
Yeah, because they can't afford it. And then they're going to be totally behind the 8 ball. The same thing they did before, because when we did it before, if we lost weight before by dieting and not increasing protein, this is like unrelated to the GLP-1. What happens? You lose weight, you lose muscle mass, you lose your engine, and now you're trying to drive an 18-wheeler with a Civic engine.
Yeah, I mean, they don't necessarily need to eat all that protein. Like you maybe be a little bit short and still do okay, but like it serves other purposes. Like it helps you keep your muscle mass. It keeps you feel fuller longer, get fuller faster. And more than likely before, the only time you really got your protein is when you ate that big ass burger at a restaurant and you got your 50, 60 grams right there. That was like the extent of it, but your other processed garbage that you're eating is not giving it to you. And when you do stop the medicine and you go right back to that same diet, you're going to put everything on and more.
Yeah.
But at least changing your diet and focusing on protein, you can still continue that when you come off the medication. And then hopefully not blow right back up. Because hopefully if you focus on the protein and you've done it long enough, that's kind of what you're going to start focusing on, or hopefully continue to focus on when you're done. Or when you move into maintenance. Right. So you're not constantly going up and down dose because, you put on weight. What the hell is this? North Tide.
Hi, North Tide.
Man.
Oh, hold on. We have chats. What the hell is this? Okay.
Hi.
The title, I believe, says Fat Loss and GLP-1s with Success. I think. If it doesn't say that on YouTube, sorry, because I think I was supposed to do something different if that's the case. So what this is a bunch of people, a bunch of medical professionals from a medical practice giving general information to the public so they don't have to get it from shills who don't know what they're talking about or patients who don't know what they're talking about. Yes, that's a fantastic way to ask that question. On TikTok, I'm new here. Is this about Ozempic use education?
There you go.
It is. It's an amazing way to ask that question. Ain't no title. Well,
GLP1s and Fat Loss. That's what I'm seeing, but whatever.
Sorry. Okay. Well, yeah, user. So yes, that is what we do here. We do. Yeah, it's GLP-1s, having successful fat loss, ways to have successful fat loss, whether you're on a GLP-1 or not. That's what we do. We answer all the questions. So you're considering it. Okay. So
Dr. Mo.
I did not pay this person to be here, but GR, you're here perfectly, and thank you. So what has you thinking about it? What have you tried in the past? And what has you concerned that maybe you need addressed? Because that's our deal. Who's Dr. Mo? Well, that's a hell of a question too. So while you're typing those in there, GR, because I want to know those answers. My name is Dr. Maureen Gibbons. Which of you is Mohammed? So I'm not that Dr. Mo. There is a different Dr. Mo. He does not have an E at the end of his name. I do actually follow his channel as well, because there's about 4 or 5 Dr. Mo's out there, but only one is trademarked, by the way. So there's really only one Dr. Mo.
That's definitely
that's just me being a little. So anyway, the Mo is for Maureen, because in America, the name Maureen is actually Molly is also sometimes abbreviated as Mo as a nickname. So, but I am a medical doctor, originally trained in emergency medicine, and now run a lifestyle practice. So, all right. So GR, give me all those answers. I want all the info. I want to know what you're considering. Like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Gracie said, just took my week 6 shot of compound, feeling great and down 7 pounds. Isn't that amazing? Like, Not amazing.
It's awesome.
I want to I can't do it on my computer. Might do it. There we go. You're getting fired, Tracy, on watchdrmo.com on YouTube. So
NP is nurse practitioner, North Tide. The three of us are nurse practitioners with Dr. Mo here. So GR scared to lose again, but need to because I'm steadily gaining weight back. So depending on where, if you were on medicine or whatever, at least with our practice, we believe using these medicines for maintenance. It's usually not like you just take this dose and you're on maintenance. Usually it's you learn how to use the medicine. You're up, you're down. You might spend Ozempic, you might spend 2 weeks on the lowest dose, then back up for a week on the next higher dose, then right back down for a couple weeks. Different things can adjust, affect it. Sleep, stress, hormones, and you might need to adjust your dose based on that. But yeah, you don't necessarily need to lose a ton of weight. We have lots of patients who are done losing weight and they're only taking it for basically the help with not feeling hungry all the time.
Oops, sorry, I'm just typing on the chat.
Yeah.
I'll have Neil grab that in a second. Oh, don't do that. Don't do TikTok's doing weird things. All right, well, that's fine. I'm going to do this. So you guys are up here so they can follow you because all of a sudden I just got a menu that I never got before, which is pretty cool. I missed a question. I'm going to grab Dixie Ray's. Thank you, Northside. So Dixie Ray said, I'm in my 50s and on GLP-1, down 60 pounds. Will collagen supplements help with skin elasticity? Collagen every day. Don't know if it actually helps. Gone. So it's a lot of time, protein, collagen, and I'd like to say a good facial regimen with lotions and stuff, but I really don't do much.
So GR lost everything, having a hard time sticking with a weight loss program without help to kickstarting, only diet. We've had patients that have lost most of their weight or all their weight with a diet, and they're just tired of struggling to keep it off. So they've been placed on or bariatric patients who are tired of struggling, and we put them on a lower dose, and it just kind of helps them stay fuller longer, get fuller faster, so they eat less, and they're able to just kind of focus. And it's amazing because with a lot of people, they just focus on the protein, and then they're full. Like they don't have a lot of room for other things. And if you're already at your goal weight, we would put you on a super high dose. We'd want you to still eat a little bit, just help you control it a little bit.
And the different thing about these meds than other traditional diet medicines is it doesn't just work on your gut. It kind of helps with metabolic repair. A lot of us have freedom in brain space. Our brains feel freer. So it's not just controlling the appetite. There's a whole lot on the inside that we can't even see that it's repairing. It's kidney protective, cardioprotective,
happy liver.
And liver, that's why we believe in, if people want, being on this medicine at a lower dose for long term.
Neil, you want to grab the comment on wanting to gain weight? Because it's like one of our patients.
Weight gain is hard for some people. Like you just can't get enough food in. And that's where you got to choose very calorically dense foods. Like when I was trying to gain weight when I was in high school, I just couldn't do it. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Now, for gaining weight, I mean, you need about 5 or 6 meals a day. They need to be calorically dense. And in between meals, you need to eat. So calorie dense foods like peanut butter, nuts, my protein shakes, if I needed to gain weight, I would add like a tablespoon of avocado oil or macadamia nut oil and mix them that way. It's an extra 16 grams of fat, 2 or 3 times a day. It adds up into calories in addition to eating nuts in between meals. And then the biggest thing is making sure you get enough protein and keeping track of your calories. Same with losing weight. You keep track of your calories. You're just not gaining weight. You add more calories next week. And just go up by 250 calories at a time until you find a spot where you're gaining weight, but you're not gaining too much fat. And that's kind of where your number is.
So I want to grab Holiday 82. Any pointers on not buying new clothes while still losing and they're visibly big? Goodwill, Amazon, a couple
trade.
Of where, trade. We should totally do that. Have a community on Facebook where people that are at different stages
can trade clothes. Yeah, for sure.
That'd be freaking awesome. Somebody want to do that out there? Because I don't have it on my plate, but
I don't have it on my plate, but my closet has a plethora of sizes.
I just donate them, right? And then Amanda said, go to Goodwill, get a couple of staples, right? For me, that would be black leggings and wear the hoodies big, because it is what it is. Because that's how they should be anyway, in my world. And that's it. Like, but because, well, granted, I'm also not a fashionista. And my t-shirt, I found the coolest t-shirt, bamboo t-shirts on Amazon for like $11 that I freaking love. They're super soft. And I'm like, check. So, because I used to buy Lululemon, but I still buy Lululemon shorts because they're the only ones that like fit me right. So, but I buy them on Poshmark.
With Goodwill, the smaller the sizes get, the better the clothes get, because there's so many more people that can't fit into the smaller clothes than need to go buy bigger clothes. So I've found multiple brand name clothes. I have a J. Crew sweater I get tons of compliments on. I have lots of staple looking pants that are brand name and very little wear. So yeah, if you know you're losing more weight, I would totally hit up the Goodwill.
Nice. Perfect.
So
yeah. And there's also a lot of like online, if you don't want to physically go somewhere, for less expensive clothing, there are a lot of things like Poshmark resells clothes. I use ThreadUp a lot for, if you're looking for something nice that's brand name, but you don't want to spend that much because you may be changing sides, looking at some of those options for resale. I'm a big online shopper because I hate going in person anywhere. So the Poshmark sites and the ThreadUp and Amazon. Amazon has some great stuff for less than half what I spend at a store.
And they actually have sizes and colors instead of going, oh, they don't have my size. We can order it. Well, so can I.
Yeah.
Like, why did I come here? That's whenever I go into the Lululemon store, I'm like, oh, those are cute shorts. Yeah, they don't have my size. Okay, why am I here? Whatever. Vicki Johnson said, a friend of mine was on the road to bariatric surgery, started Manjaro, and down over 100 pounds in a year.
It's amazing.
Without having to cut out her stomach or reroute her stomach.
That's awesome.
It's incredible.
Okay.
All right. So Breaking Free, I don't know if you saw this one, is down 432 pounds.
Where? I didn't see it.
Wow.
Breaking
TikTok.
Free from. Got a call from a pulmonologist today. No more sleep apnea. Your pictures are unbelievable.
That's incredible. I want to see if I can screenshot this without knocking down the TikTok. Sorry if I do. I'll be right back.
Starting weight was 715.
That's amazing.
Wow.
You're incredible, bro. That's
follow
awesome.
his account. Everyone follow his account. He's awesome. Anyway, regardless of how much you weigh, you're still awesome.
mm-hmm.
God, it's amazing. Just amazing. Stalls. What causes it? How to fix it? The stalls are actually the same if you're on any weight loss program or on a GLP-1 or not. It's just your body adapts because as you lose body mass, it takes less energy to run the truck, right? Think about this. You get a smaller truck, it's more efficient, becomes more energy efficient, and you have to re-equilibrate. Or sometimes, your guts don't move as well. And honestly, you hold on to some poop for a while. Whatnot. Hold on. Lululemon for $25 to $30 on Whatnot. Okay.
I need that.
Okay. Mental note. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And CRZ Yoga makes a line knockoff leggings for like
better.
$30. They're they're awesome. I have them on right now. Here, I'll show you, because this is what we're doing these days on TikTok is we're actually modeling like an influencer.
That's right.
Yoga crops, because
CRZ.
Yes, they're really good. So my niece is a fashionista and wanted Lululemon leggings for her birthday, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not about to spend that much." So I was like, "Just try these." Just try these. Just try them. She texted me like 3 days later. She was like, "Oh my God, these are better. These are better than the Lulus. Thank you." I'm like, "I told you, just try. Just try them. They are really good."
Yes. So yes, CRZ Yoga, and they have really cute little crop gym shirts like that go with leggings, and they're cute. Anyway, Neil's like, can we get off this topic, please? Yeah.
Hey, I just love my Fabletics stuff. That's all I'll say.
Fabletics is good too, but
love it.
And I want to get to the collagen, lovely one. Thank you very much for showing up, but I want to get to the collagen one too. But stalls, so your body adapts, and how to fix it. You either wait, you eat less, or both. Like, and I say eat less, right? You can make sure you're hitting your protein, make sure you're doing the pillars, right? Let's run through the pillars really fast. I did them the other day and I liked them better in this order, because if you do protein forward, electrolytes with your, no, wait, protein forward, resistance exercise, electrolytes with your hydration, sleep, and stress. That was like an easier way for me to do it than strength training. Anyway, doesn't matter. That was, you got to hit the pillars, right? So you try to make sure you're doing more things, putting more money in the bank, right? If you want to get better in return on your investment, you put some more money in the bank. And what does that mean? It makes sure you're not overeating. How do you do that? You hit protein first. You get 50 grams by noon. I almost said 50 grams by breakfast. I'm not going to hit that today, I don't think. Oh, I might. It's only 10:22. I ate too much yesterday. And not bad food. I was really freaking hungry. Be very careful on shot day. Because last night I was up with heartburn. Even though it was good food, like it was all good for me. And I overate by like 300 calories on my like numbers, you know? But anyway.
And I think
basically saying for stalls, lost 234 on GLP-1 and has stalls 4 to 5 weeks at a time. Just keep going. And that's it. Just keep going. You know, like a 1 or 2 weeks is not really a stall. It can be hormones and water. It could be gut contents. You're just not going as often. You know, if after weeks and weeks you're just not losing, you just look at your numbers like, okay, you know, if you lost 50 pounds, you can't eat the same amount as you used to eat. You have to decrease that because you have less body to move around. So you're burning less calories.
And stalls are 100% normal.
Yes.
In any weight loss plan that you use, stalls are completely normal.
Or weight gain or life or business.
It's very uncommonly linear. It's more a bumpy, wavy road for the majority of people. But if you look at the overall trend, and Dr. Mo is one that collects data like daily, if you look at the overall trend when you're going, I'm not losing, it's kind of as a bumpy road. But if you'll just follow it linearly, follow it like on a graph for several weeks, you'll realize, oh, okay, I am losing. It's just slower right now.
Yeah, like when I got toward the end of getting to my goal weight, which I didn't really exactly know what that was, I was like, I haven't lost any weight in months. And then I looked and I'm like, oh, yes, you have. It's 1/4 pound a week.
Yeah.
So zip it. And Kathy said, at 70 with mobility issues, it's saving your life. It absolutely freaking is. It absolutely is. You know, I started my dad on it at 70, suggested to my dad. You know, we talked about it, of course. And when he said to me, well, I'm 70 years old. Do you really think this is going to matter? Yeah. Yeah, I do. And now he's like 60 pounds down and weighs less than he did in his 40s. I mean, he walked around Italy for 3 weeks, gained 4 whopping pounds. It wasn't on the meds because he has no side effects and nothing. Like he can start back at 10, which is not what we ever recommend, by the way. He can go right back to his 10 milligram dose. I think he takes 5 now, just for the cardiovascular benefits. But he could probably inject 15 and be like, rah. Like he has no effects whatsoever except for weight loss, metabolic repair, loss of visceral fat. It's freaking amazing. He doesn't have good side effects. Like he's just, okay, he's kind of a nice test case to play with. You think I do data? He weighs himself before bed and in the morning to see. He's like, well, I want to know, like, when am I actually burning my fat? Is it when I'm up during the day or is it when I'm overnight? And like, he looks, he's so funny. And there's no emotional attachment.
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to see. And I'm like, okay.
The data.
Yeah, the data. So it's kind of awesome. Anyway.
Butterfly moment.
Go
ahead, Neil.
No, go ahead.
Asked if we thought that the FDA would ever approve GLP-1s for weight loss. Good news is they already have. Both semaglutide, which is brand name Wegovy and Ozempic, and tirzepatide, which is brand name Zepbound and Mounjaro, both have been approved for weight loss. Wegovy is the brand name weight loss medication that is FDA approved for weight loss, and Zepbound is the brand name FDA approved tirzepatide that is approved for weight loss. So yes, they have been approved for weight loss.
Yeah, up above, she also asked, just found out she's type 2 diabetic, so she'll be on Ozempic starting soon. Any tips starting? I have hyperadrenalism. I'm not sure that matters too much. The biggest things for anybody starting is, if you haven't started yet, go to the grocery store or wherever and start picking out stuff that you might like that you can easily grab. Protein shakes, Greek yogurt, some kind of an electrolyte drink. So grab a couple to see which ones you're going to like. The biggest things when you're starting is you got to make sure you get your protein in. Typically for women, we aim for about 100 grams a day. And you got to keep hydrated and you got to use electrolyte drinks because you're not eating which means you're typically not drinking. You will get dehydrated if you're not making sure you're drinking, and you need those electrolytes because you're not eating them anymore. Without those things, you're going to feel like garbage, tired, headaches, that kind of stuff. So those are the biggest things I think when you first start that you got to make sure you do.
Yeah, like yesterday, I think it's been 2 days since I actually did my body armor, just because of, I don't know, whatever, because I fall off the wagon. That's my dad, by the way, over on YouTube. Ratting you out, Dad. What the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, I had the worst freaking back pain last night, and I knew what it was because it's upper back pain, and it's this like weird achy feeling. And if I don't get the potassium in, that's what happens. So bizarre. Speaking of which, my husband had a patient in the ER that came in and said she just started Manjaro, and I love this part, by the way. Just started Manjaro, and is getting horrible like leg cramps. So check the electrolytes. The electrolytes checked out fine. But he told her, just drink a body armor light every day. I'm like, thanks. Because I don't know. I don't get it. And because I bet my numbers, I mean, I know my numbers are fine because I do, but they're probably fine, right? Because it's like a thyroid where you can be euthyroid, but still not feel good. I bet there's a range where we're comfortable. And mine have to be a potassium containing supplement like body armor light or coconut water.
Did you check a mag on her?
I'm sure he did. He's smarter than I am.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's a big range, right? For most of those electrolytes, it's a pretty big range. So I think you're right that it may not be like clinically low. But I mean, how many times have we seen someone in a department where you look at them and you're like, man, wow, clinically you're dry. You're just dehydrated. But you get the labs back and it's like, okay, well, good news is you're not so dry that it's like affected your numbers or impacted your kidneys, but you're dry. You need some fluids. Like
you look like a raisin.
Yeah, like that happens all the time.
GRS, what are some of I just don't want to forget this. What are some of the health disqualifications for use, if not too many to get into here? The good news is there's not very many. Pregnant, breastfeeding, multiple endocrine neoplasia, medullary thyroid carcinoma. Pancreatitis is relative. You got to talk to your doctor about that. And if you drink a lot, be careful because it's the only pancreatitis we've seen.
Yep. Kathy's saying she's so sodium sensitive that she can't drink sodium-based electrolytes. Well, just look at the back of them. Some of them have almost no sodium. I think Body Armor Light's pretty low.
It's real low. Body Armor Light,
which we don't recommend anymore until they figure things out. Pretty low as well.
They're high in lead, but they're low in sodium.
Yeah. You get your lead and mercury for the day.
Don't do Prime. You get your heavy metals, but you don't get your heavy metals from Metallica, not Prime. Okay.
So yeah, just look at the back of them. Some are low in sodium.
Yeah. And and if you want to go, and potassium supplementation is sketchy. Like it can be very, very dangerous. So that's why, this isn't medical advice, of course. Talk to your doctor. Even if you are my patient, you're not my patient here. Yeah. So if it goes through your gut, if you take medicine for potassium, that has to be prescribed by a doctor. If it's a beverage, they're usually low enough. You're not going to overdose on potassium as long as your kidneys are doing their thing. Again, so that's why that gets a little nuanced. But, one Body Armor Light's not going to help anybody who's making pee. Or not going to hurt anybody that's making pee. Sorry.
Here, we had Leanne's question. Do you think compound will go away?
Oh, yes, I do.
Just don't know when. With our company, it is business as usual till it's not. We'll know more in 9 more days. We'll know maybe something more, maybe nothing more. And we don't know when that's going to change. It might be months from now. They might put a timeline on it, make it another year from now. So it's just, if you're on it, stay on it until you have to switch or change or do something different.
And I'm going to segue into this because I don't want to forget because I keep forgetting to tell people. The Dr. Mo coaching community is launching on Friday. If you want to get in and you're an AMS patient, you get, I'm like, I can't remember. I don't remember the link. I can't remember. But anyway, you're an AMS patient, text the care team because if you're an AMS patient and you sign up before the first of the year, you get in for free as long as you're an active patient. So it's 99 extra bucks in your pocket a month. If you want to get in and you're not in our states or not one of our patients, and I'll tell you why, if you want to get in, I'll tell you what I do. It was money related. It's $50 off as long as you stay a member. So you get it for $49 a month if you sign up before the first of the year. Okay. It launches on Friday. So watch for those announcements, drmocoaching.com. because one of the things that I do is we talk about, listen, how do we get, what are the options? What do you ask your insurance company? What do you ask your doctor? What do you say? Because it gets kind of lengthy because in 9 days they rule on, Beth, if you're one of our patients, I'll post it in school because I just did the coupon code just now. So I'll put a post in school on how to get in, because AMS patients will probably get you in. It's probably at the end of the day. You're not a patient. Okay. So if you're not a patient and you just want to do the $49, where the hell do I put that? I'll put it on drmocoaching.com by the end of the day. And you know where to find me because I'm like, but yeah, we launch officially on Friday. So yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I'm reading too many comments at one time.
Let's see here. Equine's asking what happens in 9 days. So in 9 days, that's when they kind of have like a hearing meeting to discuss why, about the FDA taking tirzepatide, basically Mounjaro, Zepbound off the shortage list before they feel it's actually available. So the compounding pharmacies basically sued the FDA saying they took it off too soon. And that's when we're supposed to get more information, why they took it off, if they're going to keep it off, they're going to put it back on, or if they're just going to kind of keep looking into it or what's going to happen. So hopefully we know way more on in 9 days. Hopefully. But we might know nothing more. They might just say, here's some information, and we wait some more.
And that'd be okay.
Yeah, because normally it takes 3 to 4 months to determine if a drug is actually available to the public. And, like we've talked about before, sometimes it's that, these, especially because it comes in very cumbersome boxes, that it's hard to store. It's a lot of fridge space. Those of you who back in the Mounjaro $25 days, how much fridge space that was if you kept it in the boxes. Well, the pharmacies have to keep it in the boxes, and they don't have a human-sized refrigerator. They have little refrigerators usually, and it's a very specific refrigerator, of course. It's got to be regulated, and it's not cheap. So the meds aren't cheap. Storing the meds aren't cheap. Packaging isn't cheap. Sensing a trend?
And if you listen to Eli Lilly, that's not their problem. It's available. It's not their fault the pharmacy has too small of a fridge, or the transport trucks are too small, or they didn't order enough. So we will see what they have to say coming very soon.
So if the compound goes away, then what? So a couple things. Either you pay $550 or $600 depending on the savings card you have. That's good. The current savings card is $600 price tag for tirzepatide through June. I have a possible Canadian pharmacy option that I'm looking into. And I asked him flat out, you know what happened last time, right? I said, this is why we stopped prescribing to Canada because, and so I'm going to meet with this guy. He's in Manitoba, so it's not Nova Scotia. And it's also a different time, right? Then there was a huge shortage in Canada. So we were literally taking medication from Canadians, which pisses off the government because rightly so. Whatever. But I'm looking into that as a possibility, but it has to be legal. It has to be, I've got to really look into that and make sure that it's going to be legal for us and you and them. I don't see why not, because it happens with a lot of other medications, and the stigma is a bit less now because all of the legal shit was based on media and stigma, which makes me really angry because we're going to use whatever. We're not going to start because when I get angry, that's when I say reticulated. Don't ask. I actually told Angus yesterday, I'm like, I'm going to use reticulated. It's my code word for when I say something stupid because I get kicked off of TikTok. But anyhow, we're looking into options. So always use the savings card. I do have providers who have patients who are like, no, I'll just pay full price. And I'm like, why though? If the savings card is easily downloadable, please use it if you can, or you can do Lilly Direct if you're self-pay, or you can call your insurance and see if they're going to cover and see if we can do a prior authorization for you. Because if they say we'll approve with a prior authorization and you've got the clinical criteria to meet that and you're our patient, hell yeah, we're going to do it. Okay. And it doesn't cost anything. Come January 1st, when we switch I say January 1st. hopefully our payment processor will be switched over. Whatever. That's a bridge I can see the bridge. I just can't figure out how to cross it right now. We'll get there.
And the other thing with where it was, I think it was Texas Beard. We don't know when semaglutide is going to go off of shortage and or off of compounding. So I think the plan initially will be switching a lot of people to semaglutide, if that's what we need to do, depending on, what they decide on tirzepatide. So we will see.
I don't know the cost yet in Canada. I've got to meet with the guy. I've got a guy for that. No, I got to meet with him because I need to. Oh, we never did the collagen question. I have it pulled up so I wouldn't forget.
Yeah.
Collagen does not directly impact muscle growth the way other proteins do. Like leucine increases the mTOR gene expression, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't provide the building blocks per se, but collagen does connective tissue. What does connective tissue do? It improves your microcirculation. So it helps feed the muscle that you're building. More like a community effort, right? So you have a general contractor. Well, he brings in a roofer to put the roof on. If you do all of this together, it helps hair, nails, skin, turkey neck, and some circulation. A lot of stuff on the inside that we don't see. So it's not worth doing, right? It's just whatever.
Butterfly was asking, what's your thought on liquid IV? I think the best electrolyte drink is the one that you'll actually drink. I don't think there's a best one, other than ones without mercury and lead. Those are the only best ones. But if you like liquid IV and it's your drink, go for it. For me, most of the flavors taste like seawater. Other people really like it. So if you like it, go for it.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Kathy's comment. For those of you on YouTube later, those of us with turkey neck need to worry since Thanksgiving is near. Oh, hell yeah, I know. It's like me running. If I go running and I see the vultures, I'm like, oh, shit.
I change. I reroute.
Yeah, because I'm in danger.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go by you guys while you're getting your meal. I'm moving.
Nope. I don't need to be a vulture meal because I'm so damn slow. No, really, I swear I'm not dead roadkill. I am moving. It's just slow.
Very slowly.
Oh my goodness. Besides collagen, what else can I do to avoid loose skin while losing weight? Hydration is really the biggest key. Mm-hmm. Some hyaluronic acid creams will work. And that's like in Bath and Body Works body cream. I mean, don't spend $1 million. But it's like a daily application, and it ain't gonna fix my Shar-Pei skin on my stomach. Sorry, it's just it's just not gonna. My crepey legs, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So,
some of it gets better with time, and with overall fat loss and your muscles toning up. That being said, everyone gets cellulite or crepey skin as you have more birthdays. It is a 100% natural thing. Even the women in magazines have it somewhere. They're just airbrushed.
And don't wear white leggings because it really looks like cottage cheese. Just saying.
Well, I think that shouldn't exist anyway. White leggings, that's
ever. I mean, unless you are like an Olympic athlete,
yeah,
with an ass you can bounce quarters off of, please do not wear white leggings.
No. Or nude color. That's even worse.
Nude color is pretty damn funny though.
Awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good source of humor, if nothing else. Yes, my dad's on this live. That's great. It's fantastic.
As if he's not used to you.
I was gonna say, he knows my sense of humor, so it's
He met you once or twice.
Yeah.
I know, right? He totally knows my sense of humor. Oh, yeah. All right, what do we? I don't even wear white pants. Nope. I actually. So one of my business coaches, we went to this my last speaker camp, and she shows up the first. I mean, she is long red hair, Gabrielle Boucher. If you ever look at her post. She is over 6 feet tall, long red hair. Got picked on as a kid for being gangly and redhead, right? She walks in a cream colored bodysuit. And I was like, I am damn impressed. It's all I got to say. I walked up and I was like, I just have to say this, Gab. You are rocking it. Like that was, yeah, I was impressed. Anyway, I digress. So let's all get to bodies. I prefer black. Black
Almost
with some texture.
Yeah. On a daily basis.
Oh my goodness. I hear you. Okay, there's the random talk of the day. Is that a B? Oh yeah, like and subscribe. I forget that. My weight's concentrated in my body's bottom half. Well, it's actually cardioprotective, so that's the good news. Yes. Pear-shaped is better than apple for the old ticker. Well, I think. I don't know. My ticker's got shit, and I'm not exactly bottom heavy. I'm equal opportunity saver, which is also some genetics and a lot of chicken wings. Body by Buffalo. So I mean, it's now if it's concentrated in your lower half and it's lipedema or lymphedema, that is actually also helped by GLP1s and fat loss. It's not necessarily completely treated, but it is kind of decompressed. The situation can be decompressed. I'm like a weeble. However, I do fall down. I was actually working out this morning and I've started to add balance exercises in for that very reason. And one of my friends who's actually mid 40s, we were talking about my wimpy little weight workouts in the morning, consistent wimpy little weight workouts. And she's like, good for you on doing weight standing on one leg. I don't think I could do that anymore. And I thought, that's the whole point.
Right.
Like, because you can't do it anymore. Do you want to be able to walk up and down stairs at 80? Because if so, you have to start today. Whatever you weigh, whatever your age is, get up one stair, get back down safely, make sure it's okay with your doctor. You know what I mean? But you've got to start today. And that's why strength training is so important. So Missy on TikTok asked, can a GLP-1 help with my PCOS? And if so, how? Thank you. I'm like, damn it, Amanda just left. Amanda's our women's health NP. So if somebody wants to grab that, I mean, we all know it, but we like to.
I mean, the answer is yes, it can help with PCOS, although that's not one of the things that has technically been in studies yet. One, because PCOS is often related to some metabolic issues and some glucose holding or insulin resistance, even if you haven't been diagnosed with that. But yes, GLP-1s decrease inflammatory processes of all kinds throughout the entire body. So we have a lot of people that have a huge decrease in their PCOS symptoms. And when you get into a normal body weight, PCOS tends to get better. Not always, but tends to.
Yeah. Have you seen anybody who it really didn't help them?
No,
and I mean, to the point where Missy, I've had people lose all the weight they wanted to lose and then stay on tirzepatide at half of the lowest dose. So normal dose is 2.5. They'd be at 1.25 or 1.5, every 10 days or so. And it keeps their PCOS symptoms in check.
Yep. Or other inflammatory conditions. Yeah. Some people for some irritable bowel or bowel discomfort, or some people with just all over kind of joint pain, whether or not it's been officially diagnosed as anything, just all kinds of inflammatory symptoms. I've shared before, I have a very mild lymphedema in one of my arms. And if my dose is too low or I've spaced it out too long, I'll notice some of those symptoms returning. Well, it's quiet. Please like and share the live and follow myself and Neil.
I'm scrolling. I'm like dead air. I'm scrolling.
Kathy's I always say, don't wait to start this journey. I regret not starting sooner.
Yep.
Can you imagine? I say this all the time. I know. I try like hell not to do regret, right? But could you imagine if these drugs came out 20 years ago?
Oh.
I probably wouldn't have my little LAD plaque going. It'd be gone by now, or it'd be all calcified and crusty like it's supposed to be. Because it's. I mean, let's be serious. It's old, right? I'm like, what the hell happened to my screen? I can't see Courtney or Neil. Okay, there we go. It's old. It's an old. I mean, it's old and new. But if this was 20 years, God, can you imagine?
Yeah, but it's part of everyone's journey, right? If you hadn't gone through the things you have gone through, you wouldn't have the knowledge that you have to help as many people as you can. So there's that. I mean,
Yep. 10, 5.
Yeah, anything, but
I know. But
I mean,
I am very grateful. So thank you, Courtney. I am very grateful that we started when we did. You know, I started in July of 2022. Courtney, you started what, a couple months? It came out in June, right? So a month before that.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you had done Saxenda before.
I did Saxenda.
Did you go straight from Saxenda to Manjaro?
No, Saxenda was a little difficult to keep up with because it's a daily injection. So you got to travel with that and travel with a needle and find a place to dispose the needle every single day. So it was a little difficult. Did I have some initial weight loss? Oh yeah, absolutely. Would I rule it out for other people? Not at all. If it's what's covered, it can certainly at least get you kick-started and do some repair.
Jerry's got a good question. Is it okay to take it on day 5? I struggle day 6 to 7. Yes. Actually, I'll tell you. So my husband is taking it for both cardiovascular benefits and food noise. And he's extremely lean, like 7 or 8% body fat, somewhere in there. And he actually says he can't do his workouts if he takes 2.5 at the beginning of the week, because it tanks his appetite so much at the beginning. And now obviously he doesn't need to lose any weight. But it tanks his appetite at the beginning of the week so that he's depleted at the end of the week and his workouts suffer toward the end of the week. So what he's trying this week is every 3 days, or like Monday and whatever, twice a week, he's going to do 1.5 or 1.25 so that it's a lesser effect, quells the food noise, still get the cardiovascular benefits, but able to eat enough to get his glycogen stores so he can have the workouts he wants to do. I mean, is that an FDA approved protocol? No. But do I want to keep my husband around a little longer? And would I like him to have those cardiovascular benefits? Absolutely.
Yeah. I had a question on our lines recently. Someone that taking a low dose, which was semaglutide 0.5, not 0.25, but 0.5. 0.25 doesn't do a lot for this person, but 0.5 does. And if they'll take it, they were like, I don't need it every week. I don't even need it every 10 days. Maybe every like 2 to 3 weeks when I start to feel some of those urges coming back, I'll take an injection and then, it can last me 2 to 3 weeks. And they were like, tried to go with another company and they couldn't help me because I didn't need to lose more weight and because I, didn't want to take the shot every week. And is this something you could do? And I messaged back like, it's unconventional. Not necessarily FDA approved, but we are all about unconventional and working with you and tailoring a plan to your needs. So yeah, we'll work with you.
Well, and she's not asking, can I take 3 milligrams of semaglutide every 5 days?
Right.
That's not approved.
No.
And we don't do micro dosing. I hate that word. Like, what does that mean? Are we talking like homeopathic dosing? Or are we talking 1.25? Because it's not really micro dosing. That's like taking 5 of lisinopril. It's a low dose. They just didn't start that low in the studies. But some of our patients start at 1.25 because they can't tolerate the 2.5 of tirzepatide. So do we tell them, oh, I'm sorry, you just can't take this medication. You can't have the benefits because we can't cut the damn dose in half? That's dumb. You go to compounded because we need a smaller dose than is commercially produced, which should always be available if you need a lower dose that's commercially produced, by the way, because that's what compounded is freaking for. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if in the studies they would have had less people drop out if they had like the ones that couldn't tolerate that 2.5.
Yep.
They dropped to like 1.25, 1.
Well, and
Sorry.
And some of those bigger, larger companies that advertise on a lot of social media sites, because they are so big and they have to be, they're protocolized, meaning there is no tailoring to you or digging in deep. It is a very strict protocol. And oftentimes when you reach your goal, they are not working with you on maintenance. Or if you're saying, hey, I have these symptoms and on day 5, could I stay with this lower dose and take it every 5 days? They're not working with you like that. I think that's a benefit of I personally think there's lots of benefits to our group, but that is definitely one of them, is we are very individualized.
Oh God, this is a good question. Hold on. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it. Jerry said, love your lives. I should read these out loud for you 2 people later. Sorry. You think I'd be better at this by now? We've been doing this for a freaking 1.5 years. Whatever. Julie said, I'm experiencing hypoglycemia after going off. I was an early user and had great success. Yeah, we see that all the time, that people, especially diabetics, will not have hypoglycemic episodes on the medication because it stabilizes your metabolism. No soapbox. I don't know why insurance doesn't cover shit. It is what I know exactly why, because it's expensive. And we're just going to say that. I'm going to move on. Cassandra, 4'8". By the way, thank you for putting your stats in there, because you know someone's going to bitch in the comments if you didn't do that. And we won't, because I weigh 117 this morning and I'm 5'4". And someone out there is going to tell me you're too skinny, but I'm not. It's a BMI of 20, and this is where I'm comfortable. So kiss my Ozempic ass. Anyway, 4'8", 119 pounds, 31 pounds down. Congratulations. Goal weight is 110. Once I'm there, do I stop the med? No. If you can afford it, this is my non-medical, overly educated opinion. If you can afford it, you want to keep the cardiovascular benefits. You want to keep the food noise away so you can have amazing brain space and change the world and make lots more money and have a great life and hang out with your family for many more years. And continue to reap the benefits that we know these medications provide. That's kind of it. And, the second thing, your goal weight is a number. You don't know how you're going to feel, right? You might lose 5 more pounds and be like, holy shit, I feel great. You might get down to 108, because I don't know the BMI calcs there. It's probably, I don't know where you're, whatever. You might get down to 108 and be like, this feels way better. Holy shit, I never thought I'd want to be this light, because my goal weight was 123. That was the holy grail number. And when I'm at 123, it's when I'm eating a bunch of processed shit and bloated as hell. So when I actually eat food that's good for me, my body stabilizes right around 117, 118. And yeah, don't go from 10 to nothing. Your food noise will kill you. Not literally.
But it'd be very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Would love 2.5 every other week for maintenance. Yeah. I mean, if you can do that, that's something we would do. And okay, here's a question. I know we have 6 more minutes. I know why more practices don't do this. Okay. We treat you like individuals. And I'm going to do a shameless plug for our practice, because number 1, urgent care is included with our practice. You could text us at any time. We have 21 hours of coverage most days on the lines of support staff. Our people pop in who the hell knows when, because some of us work nights and are on overnight. So, because you have time overnight, ever, never. Anyway, that's my whole. But if you happen to get off of a night shift or a shift at 11 o'clock, it's a weird ass time that you're going to be like, why the hell is this nurse practitioner texting me back? Well, that's why. So anyhow, we have a lot of coverage. You can text us, unlimited texting. Urgent care is included, and we don't do protocolized care. That's why we don't do automated refills, because we don't know what you need. So we always ask you, what are you feeling? What are your side effects? How's your weight loss? How are things? How's your food noise? We want to know how you're doing, because we don't know. And then sometimes we don't know. We need to ask you. So what do you think? Do you think you'd feel comfortable moving up? Or we work with you. It's not protocolized. And we don't just do weight loss. That is the bulk of our practice, because that's the first big rock that most people need to get under control. Let's be serious.
And I think it's different than bigger groups. We all know each other, like in real life, know each other, and we keep in really good touch with each other. So if I don't know the answer to something, I'm like, I'm not sure. How would you guys work this? I can immediately get in touch with like 5 other people with over 100 plus years of experience between us all. Someone's bound to have dealt with this, and people will pop back in with 3-4 different ideas, and we'll come up with a plan together if it's something weird.
Yeah, we'll have all 6 of us going in there going,
Yeah. And someone will have time to do some research. Someone will go, let me look up a study. Hold on. I'll get back with you in just a minute.
Yeah. Like, it's an amazing practice, and I can't wait to help more people.
Yeah.
Courtney, talk about how, hold on. Does it make sense to focus on body fat rather than weight, especially as a well, okay, that was, holy crap, that was sexist. I can't believe it came out. The answer is yes, regardless of gender. Okay.
It makes more sense. It's just harder to do accurately.
Yeah. But you can look for trends, right? And you can look in the mirror. And I mean, if you look in the mirror, right? Like, we know when we're extra flabby.
Yeah.
But yes, it does make more sense. Courtney, I want you to talk about semaglutide for food noise, so don't forget.
Okay.
But I want to grab, hold on, there was a question that I wanted to grab. Thank you, Linda. Thank you for
Thanks, Linda.
having my butt. Hold on, what was the question? It was a question. Semaglutide for food noise. Oh, is the BMI rigged toward tall people? It is not. It is rigged toward your chance of developing disease. So like for me, it's a 35-pound range. I can beat healthy BMI. So it's actually not rigged at all. All it is it says this is the healthiest places you can be. If you're too low, you're at increased risk of disease. If you're too high, you're at increased risk of disease. It's kind of that simple.
Unless you're like a bodybuilder. I mean, Neil's BMI is, I know you've said this before, you guys.
31.
Yeah, Neil's BMI is 31. That being said, what's your body fat percentage?
Probably around 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a BMI of 31. So this is the good answer for you, Mark. Neil's BMI is 31, which puts him in the obese category with a body fat of 10%, which staunchly takes him out of the obese category. So if you're comparing the two numbers, if Neil was a BMI of 31 with a body fat percentage of 25, he's 100% in the obese category. Body fat trumps BMI, but BMI is a good first step.
Yeah. And there's not many of us that are in Neil's position. It takes a lot of work and effort and time. He didn't get there overnight.
Years. Lots of years.
Yeah.
And keeping it, because you don't just get there, much like fat loss. You don't just get there and stop eating your protein. Stop taking your supplements. You know, you don't stop doing the shit. Don't stop lifting the weights. Okay, list our states. Hold on. Who wants to list our states?
Neil, do you have them pulled up?
I don't have them pulled up.
Okay, let me see if I can try. Alabama, Arizona, Indiana, Texas, Florida, Wisconsin, Michigan. Oh yeah, I always forget. New York, Mississippi, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Ohio, Tennessee.
Nice.
And what's in there? One more?
Nope.
Okay.
You got them all?
There we go. Whew.
That's the exercise of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lifestyle and hard work to maintain that. Yeah. Can Pilates count as strength training? Trying to build muscle and better bone density.
We've talked about this.
So
We've talked about this.
Yeah. If you look it up, it says yes and it says no. So if you're starting, absolutely, I would start there and get somewhere. But ideally, you want to use heavier weights because eventually your body weight isn't enough. I know you use some weights with Pilates. It depends on where you look at it. It says yes, it says no. If you're just starting, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're early. And remember, you don't necessarily have to lift heavy for 3 reps. You can do moderate for 30 and you get the same hypertrophy over time. It just takes forever because you're doing 30 reps instead of 3. You know what I mean? So
the only negative to that is increases your fatigue levels.
Yes. And it absolutely, it'll increase your fatigue. So you pay for it, right? You're going to pay one way or the other. But we also don't want to, if you're prone to injuries with heavier weights and you want to go up slower, I think that's a good way to do it. Take a while, go light, moderate more often, you know what I mean? And increase your reps or whatever. I love it.
Heavy weight is what is heavy for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Some days, man.
Yeah.
So here's, okay. Want to hear this one? My overhead press this morning. I had 5 pounds in each hand. They're really hard on one foot. Why is it harder on my arms on one foot? I was like, oh, this is a game changer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get one of those, not a Bosu ball, the disc, I swear to God, I used to work in physical therapy. The discs in physical therapy with the little nubbies on the bottom that you stand on. Mm-hmm. It's a balance board, but it's a lot easier. It's like a balance balloon. So when I get better at I'm I ain't falling down no stairs. Just saying.
Nope.
I'm going to try not to. Anymore.
No, you're having to stabilize your whole body. That's why that's all so much harder, because you can only engage so much at the same time. So you're just engaging like your core and everything else to stabilize. That's why. I
was like, my deltoids were like, shit, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm like, oh, we're doing these every day. Okay. Not every day, but you know what I mean? So Linda, for California, don't do Nikki because she's not taking California right now. Because if I told you what Nikki said, I would get banned. Because California has a lot of regulations that she does not want to deal with. However, that's today's Nikki's birthday. So 25 again. So go to Maribel, Maribel. So where is Maribel.com? She will grab you in California. She is the place for, I can never remember anybody else's states, but Maribel is the person to go to in California. She is from California. She's not leaving California. She loves all their regulations and she's more than willing to tolerate it. So Maribel is not going anywhere. She's the place to go.
She must be in California smoking weed because there's no way anybody likes regulations. Ooh, good. More regulations. And more paperwork to fill out. Amazing.
She gets so angry when she has to go to because to file for an LLC in California, or I don't know, maybe it wasn't an LLC because it was a C Corp, whatever. Point is, to file new business paperwork, you have to go in person. In the county you're filing in. She had to drive to a different county.
No.
I'm like, yeah, I'm filing in a different state. Sorry. Okay.
Julie asked, Mounjaro every 3 weeks, gained 7 pounds, belly bloats, shot weekly, belly goes away, and lose 4 to 5 pounds. Ideas? Sounds like you need to take the shot regularly, unless you're losing too much weight, and then maybe go somewhere in between. And what dose? Like what dose of Mounjaro are you taking every 3 weeks?
Slowing your guts down with 10 milligrams, taking it every 3 weeks. It's just, it's out of your system in 3 weeks. So you're starting over again every time. So you're going to have those 7.5. Yeah. So I would actually, if your food noise can tolerate it, I agree with you, Courtney, that take it weekly or like every 10 days. We don't ever recommend going beyond 10 days. If you're a regular user that's above 2.5 or 0.5.
You're still at 7.5.
Yeah.
If you're on compounded, if it's not, you're not on a brand name Mounjaro, I would split that dose in half and take it more regularly. Every 8-9 days, take half a dose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if either that or if you're on brand name, I'd probably go down to 5 milligrams and take it maybe every 9 to 10 days and see how you do with that.
Yeah. Cause your body is pissed and you're going to have those initial side effects every time because it's well out of your system in 3 weeks. How long is the half-life for semaglutide? I know we talked about this. I know Mounjaro.
7 days.
7 days? Okay. So it's a couple days longer.
Yeah. And then I'll hit the food noise on semaglutide. So we do have some people that are able to go on semaglutide for maintenance. I switched to semaglutide because it's what my insurance covered at the time. That's no longer the case. It works well for me.
On tirzepatide, Courtney?
No, I'm still on semaglutide because I had some kind of saved up, and then we'll see what happens in 9 days, and then we'll go from there. Semaglutide, I do well with it on maintenance. And in fact, it helped me kind of break a little bit of a stall that I was experiencing with tirzepatide and kind of get back into my goal weight. That being said, I do have a bit more side effects with semaglutide, especially if I increase my dose too quickly or if I space my dose out too much. It does not necessarily help the food noise quite as much, but I am still able to walk by and leave treats sitting on the counter untouched. So do I think about my craving foods a bit more often? Yes, but am I still able to walk past them without eating them or eating the entire bag of whatever? Yes, I am still able to maybe take a small bite of something and then walk away. So do I think it's worth a try? Absolutely. If it's what you can afford and you're looking at going into maintenance, yes, I think it's worth a try.
And Lois, is it possible to do every 2-week injection when I'm doing every 2 weeks rather than 9 or 10 days? Tell me what you guys think too, is if you're on the lowest dose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lowest dose, or I would say maybe 0.5 of semaglutide, because 0.25 is really, really low. So yeah. But maybe 0.5 of semaglutide. And that being said, you'd have to try it and see if it gives you side effects, because for some people, Even the like next tier up, if you space it all the way out to 2 weeks, you'll have rebound side effects.
Doctor won't let you do weekly. That's fucking dumb.
Okay.
Sorry. That was why.
That's very interesting because they're going completely off label, but then not even using logic behind it. Okay, anyways.
I like Cassandra, you're my people. Asking for a friend. Stop taking for a long time. It's 5 milligrams left in the fridge from when she stopped. Can she start again at the 5 or does she have to go down to 2.5? It's a humongous risk starting with 5.
Yeah.
Unless you're like my dad who never had any symptoms at all taking it. And there are also ways to make that happen. I was always unsuccessful at taking the 5 and making it a 2.5. It's not something we recommend or prescribe unless, like, if you're on compounded, sure, take half the dose. If you're on brand name, the other people in this room used to take a smaller dose out of that packaging. Me, I lost it on the counter every freaking time. So I tried it like twice, and I'm like, I'm sick of wasting money. Okay, a couple more minutes, and then I got to go because I got to meet with Dose Spot. Normal to get headaches with 15 milligram dose. Normal to get headaches with any dose if you're not well hydrated. Sometimes you just get headaches, and make sure it's not something else. So, yeah. And hydrate with electrolytes because at 15, it's a hefty dose.
Yeah.
Rose on 10 milligrams for 6 weeks. Never had suppression, satiety, moderate food noise. Move up. Yep. Yeah, it's not at your dose yet.
Yeah, you're not there. If you never had anything, yeah. And protein forward, all the things. Hold on, Tally. I missed Tally's first question. Hold on. Did you guys see the first question I got? Do I have to increase or should I increase my dose? But I didn't see Tally. I see your second question, but I don't think I see the first.
Oh, is it possible to do every 2 weeks injection while on maintenance?
That was Tally's.
Oh no, there's Lau. Okay, yeah. I don't see another one.
I don't see Tally. We can't see your first question. I don't know.
Weird.
Lau said if he's done it, he or she has done it every 2 weeks apart and don't get side effects at 7.5. It's rather unconventional because at 2 weeks, it's completely out of your system. If you've never had any side effects and that seems to be doing it, it would be worth a conversation with our practice, certainly with your provider. I would open up that conversation. And then Chastity asks, is it okay to take 15 milligrams and Contrave? If you don't have any contraindications to Contrave, no, the two of those can definitely be taken together. Tally, do you have to increase your dose? Tally,
I was going to say, I think there was probably I'm not having, I'm stalled or whatever.
If you're not having success or decrease of appetite or decrease of food noise, and you're not consistently losing weight, then it would be time to increase your dose. But if you're having appetite suppression and you're doing well and your weight loss is where you need it to be, then you don't ever have to increase your dose.
Yeah. No, we've had patients lose a lot of weight on 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Lots and lots. Yep. Yeah. So, and that's why with our practice, we just don't, we would never increase you without talking to you. If we do, it's a mistake and we screwed up. Which we do make mistakes very seldom. I think we've probably had about, I don't know, 4 or 5. We shouldn't have done that. Maybe out of 4,700 patients. So that's pretty good. I mean, it's a zero tolerance. So, we fix processes after that, and nobody got hurt. It wasn't but we had a patient slip through the cracks who started at 5 because somehow she got through and saying, no, I never have any side effects on medications. And next thing she's in the ER. So yeah. If I have gallbladder issues, can Ozempic make it worse? Yes. You have gallbladder issues when you're fat and when you lose weight. So as a group, everyone who's in this room is kind of screwed.
Yep.
Sarah, if I'm not seeing any weight loss on 1.7, should I go up to 2.4? Whoop. Yeah, good. Kathy, my doctor had let me choose whether or not to move up. I think that's good. I think it's worth a talk,
Absolutely. I've been on 5 for 2 months, no side effects and no weight loss. Should I move up? Yep.
It's his time. Yeah, like Courtney never felt a thing at 5.
Mm-mm.
Not until 7.5?
7.5 was better.
Yep. And then What was your like settling dose? Was it like 10? It was 10 your
7.5 was my settling dose, but I mean, I've shared before, I was not like you where it was like, this brain noise is quiet. This is what it's like to be free. It was like a huge mind shift for me that, oh, I can eat half my dinner and I am satiated. I didn't know what satiated was, so I didn't know. I mean, I would just eat what I had served myself and wasn't losing weight. And it wasn't even like I felt that quiet of the brain noise. It was like a very subtle, all of a sudden, like, oh, I just walked by my favorite cake and didn't go grab it. Like it was a big mind shift for me that, oh, that's what that is. It wasn't this like overwhelming, miraculous, like, I'm not hungry anymore.
I had angels singing. That's
Yes.
all.
And I like to share that because not everybody has that. I mean, I wish I did, but it was just very subtle that, oh, I can walk by my favorite Rice Krispie treats that are sitting in the break room and I didn't grab one this week. And that was big for me.
This question, what are my thoughts on the lady from the UK that took 2 doses? Is it the lady that took semaglutide and tirzepatide and died? That one, I think she was an idiot.
Yep.
Because she stacked medications and a doctor would never tell her to do that. But I don't know if that's the one. She was kind of old in the news. I mean, not that she was old in the news. She was actually too young to die by any stretch. I mean, any age is too young to die, but sort of. Yeah, if it was recent, I don't know about it. Oh, new one? Okay.
Haven't read that yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm trying to look. 2 doses of 2.5. Oh, so it was tirzepatide. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Oh, the one who took the 2. Oh, yes. Okay. It's the one who died. Hold on. It's in our live thing. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go for a couple more minutes on this because this one is on here. No, I did get that.
I think it's on school.
Did I put it on school? Okay. I'm like,
or did one of our, I don't know.
Crap. I don't know. But yes, I did see that. And I don't know. I think my husband sent it to me and I just bitched about it instead. Because, she was Mounjaro. She took 2 weeks and then died. So because she had sepsis from pancreatitis. So she got pancreatitis because pancreatitis is a big damn deal. It is no joke. We treat it extremely aggressively in the ER. So here's what we don't know on the back end of that. So she took 2 doses. Was she a drinker? Because that will put her at a huge risk. We have no idea. We don't know if she had a stuck gallstone. We don't know if she had belly pain. We don't know. We have no idea. We don't know if she took 2 doses of 2.5 and it was too high for her and she didn't eat for 2 weeks. And she was vomiting for 2 weeks. And then she got septic and died. Because if you don't eat for 2 weeks and you're profusely vomiting, especially if, God forbid, you have a longstanding alcohol use issue, you are going to get septic with risk of death, regardless of having pancreatitis. Now, having pancreatitis thrown in the mix, what the hell's the name of that score? Help me out. Why can't I remember it? Help me. The pancreatitis thing. Why can't I remember this? This makes me a failure as a doctor. I'm just saying.
Ranson's
criteria. There it is. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, so there's a lot of background information we don't know. The fact that she took 2 doses and died. Okay. There are a bazillion people who take 2 doses and don't feel a damn thing. So there's so much information we don't know. I really wanted to know. I'm like, can we get some more information? Because I want, as a provider, I want to know what are the signs of pancreatitis? Abdominal pain, vomiting. You look gray, like a gray-green color. It's horrible. Like patients come in with pancreatitis and we're like, oh, fuck. Like it ain't.
I've never had a pancreatitis patient that was not in excruciating pain.
Yep. So yes, the blaming deaths on Mounjaro and GLP1s, right? So, Novo Nordisk publicized this article. This is the last one. I really gotta go. But Novo Nordisk publicized this article on 10 deaths were from compounded semaglutide. Well, I happened to look up in the FDA database and over 500 were due to the brand name. So they left that out of the article because that doesn't make the news. So, and actually I was sitting next to my husband who is all about the data and statistician shit, right? And he said, yeah, but how many deaths, what is that a relative risk? So if they have 16 deaths on Mounjaro, how many deaths did it prevent? Because correlation is not causation. These people died on Mounjaro, and they can blame it all they want, but was it? You're welcome. Because I forgot about that. So thank you we'll have to address that in our patient live tomorrow night too. So the question is, were they on a GLP-1 and died? Or were they not mismanaged on a GLP-1? Were they on peptides from Bob's Peptides that they got without a prescription and were taking it without any guidance? Hold on, let me hit my alarm. Okay. We're taking it without a prescription and just managing their own shit and overdosing. Like, it's dangerous. These are prescription medications. They need to be treated as such. People don't. It's like the lady who took semaglutide and tirzepatide together to fit into a dress for her daughter's wedding. I don't care if your A1C is 10. You don't do that. I don't care what reasoning you have behind it. You need a healthcare provider in your back pocket, on text, on video. You need somebody you can talk to that is a healthcare provider providing your care, that you can say, can I do this? And you need to not lie to them. You need to not see, I'm sorry for the soapbox, kind of, sort of, not really. You need to tell them if you're a chronic drinker. I don't care if it's heavy. You need to tell them if it's chronic. If you have 2 to 3 glasses of wine every day, I hate to tell you, number one, that's heavy and it's chronic. Okay. And that we would be real cautious. Does everybody get pancreatitis? No. But every pancreatitis we've had have been related to the same thing. But also on the flip side, we've also had many, many patients that are able to stop drinking consistently, and not necessarily heavy, but consistent drinking stops on tirzepatide. So are we not going to try it? No, but we're going to be real freaking careful.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry. There's my. And sorry I said that provider was dumb. That was bad. I don't. Everyone practices in their different way. I get that. And kudos for them not wanting you to lose more weight. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I'm opinionated. They're like assholes. We all got one, right? Okay. All right. On that note, I have to go. Not educated or researched enough. Yes. Not effing dumb, the way I said. I should have been much more professional than that. That I maybe they need to do a little bit more. Yeah, and it interrupts the dopamine reward cycle. It does for me with food. It does for people. I actually had one of my very good friends who's a patient say, oh my God, tell me compounding's not going away because it helps me not drink. And I didn't know this was a problem with her, and she's one of my best friends. So anyway, the alcohol and pancreatitis, do they go hand in hand? You're more likely, in our practice, we have seen that you're more likely to get pancreatitis if you're a heavy or consistent drinker. Wish I had come on sooner going on a cruise and want to drink. Well, if you want to go on a cruise and get hammered,
it's a problem.
That's a different talk.
If you want to go on a cruise and enjoy a drink or two, it's probably okay. Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
You buy the drink package and drink 15 drinks a day that the drink package allows. That's a problem.
It depends on what moderate means. Moderate means 3 glasses of wine a day for some people, and some people, they can't handle that on tirzepatide or off. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Annette, for grabbing that. If compounding goes away, what are our options for us with no insurance? If you can, just because I really have to go, I got this meeting coming up in 10 minutes that I did not do my homework for. 4 or 5 on the whole vacation, that's actually truly moderate. You should be fine.
Yeah.
That's not bad. No.
Yeah, you should be okay.
Enjoy a glass of wine with dinner or whatever, or wine at the pool.
Why is it so bad? Alcohol is poison in and of itself. Oh, per day. Okay, it's a little higher. Okay.
Oh.
Then you're gonna have to watch out. You're gonna have to watch out. You would. Glad I quit drinking in 1987. Good job, Kathy. Alcohol is poison no matter how you slice it. It interferes with fat loss. It interferes with your ability to metabolize food. It definitely interferes with your ability to make good decisions. But physically, it is a poison. So
I would probably not take my injection before going if I was planning on drinking that much, just because gut emptying time is going to slow so much that's just going to sit there,
You're
and
going to be miserable as hell.
yeah, it's just not going to feel good.
But I like Annette's answer is you're not going to want to do that. So you might not even want to do it not taking the shot because you're still going to have a little bit in your system.
Yeah.
So yeah, it depends what socially means, right? It's that's a spectrum. So let's write this down for next live, guys. We haven't drink at your own risk. There you go.
Yep.
Period. Yep. That's with or without the GLP-1.
Yeah.
Drink at your own risk, really. Okay. All right. We're going to end on the YouTube and the stuff first. And then I'm going to end on next week, 10 o'clock Central on Tuesday. I'm going to try to hop on sometime Friday and do a live. I don't know what time. So, all right. We will see you guys.